Hi guys, welcome to the second video of my Pagani Zonda coupe build. I'm very happy that I just finished the rough build of the car, and I will show you what I did. Of course, if you want to know the details, please visit diecast.com and find the build thread of this car. There are loads of pictures on it, and you can see step by step what I'm doing with it. Well, just to talk you through, I modified the nose of the car. V is sharper, there's a small edge on here. The lower edge, the lower spoiler, is much bigger than the original car. If you look at this model, it's untouched. It's too wide, it's too flat, and the lower spoiler is too small. You see the difference. I put a lot of work in getting the doors fit, and clamshell, all these panel lines are now much smaller. Also, I adjusted the doors so they open without force and they close without force, and it seems that I don't need an elastic band to keep them shut. They just keep shut by themselves, which is a good thing because it's very difficult to install the car with a rubber band here under the instrument panel. I want to show you what I did to decrease the caps of the door and the clamshell. What I did was I lowered the door on the sill and did it by installing a small shim underneath the hinge. Then you get a large gap here, and I removed that gap by gluing in a small piece of plastic card. The next step is to get the clamshell lower, also here on the door sill. And you do that by removing some material from these two edges. You can see it on the original car. On the original car you see it's sitting too high, and that's because I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's some material here which is sticking out, and it shouldn't be there. It should be completely flush. That's the reason why this clamshell won't sit flush on the lower door sill. Then of course you have to lower the canopy, so I installed a small plastic shim here. It's about 3/4 of a millimeter, I think. And of course also then you have to lower the interior. You do that by removing the ridges from the underside and removing the ridges from the bottom. And now the interior is completely flush, sitting straight on the bottom. There's no gap left anymore. So all parts are a bit lower than the original car. Because the clamshell is lower, the clamshell is also sitting on top of these crossbars, and these have been lowered as well by removing a bit of material here and here. So it sits a bit deeper into these slots, and then you just have enough room for this one to sit between the engine and the clamshell. Well, here's a detailed shot of the wheels. I opened the spokes of the wheels. I made these studs smaller. On the model they're much too big. You can see this yellow edge. That's I deepened the dish of the wheels. You can see it now, it's much deeper. Same with the front wheel, spokes opened, made these studs a bit smaller, and you can see the caliper, now it's tilted 30 degrees downwards instead of being vertical as on the original model. I modified the interior. I changed the door sills. They are now swooping, a bit curved, and also they are upwards a little bit. The rear part of the cabin completely rebuilt. It's the biggest step. The storage box scratch built. These housings for the loudspeakers, modified them slightly. So I made some edges here so it fills in some gaps with the body panels. To fill in a bit of detail of the rear part of the cabin, I made these things. These are pouches. Of course, has to be painted. And the only thing now is needed are some loudspeaker facings. Another detail is the nose of the car. I split the nose in 3 parts. On the outer side the fog lights will sit, and these studs have been made smaller. You can see the outline of the original diameter and the present one, because I want to make these invisible behind the mesh as much as possible. Of course, scratch built radiator. So this is what will sit under the nose, almost invisible unfortunately, but I don't intend to open the nose of the car. Another bit of detail is the engine. I opened these holes and I made some tube extensions, and this whole part will be painted in all cloth, so it will be sort of chrome effect. And of course you need an insert to mimic the V12. These should mimic the head of the engine. And after painting it will be installed a bit like this. And of course wiring need to be added. Other stuff I did, I told you before, the rear end. I removed the holes for the screw. What I did is I glued the bolt in and filled the gap. Drilled 2 holes, and with 2 nuts I can fasten the back end to the body of the car. So it's now completely invisible, attached to the body. Well, that's it. Just follow the build, and the next video hopefully I will show you my completed Zonda coupe. Thanks for watching, bye!